Well, hello there. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all had a happy festive period, should I say. I'm back with Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 2, as promised. Yes, it's been a good while since I last reacted to something. It's probably been about almost 2 months now since Andor ended. So I've missed you all. I've missed being able to watch Star Wars stuff. I decided not to react to any of the trailers because I kind of wanted to go into this season, really kind of unprepared, fresh. I didn't want any hints whatsoever because, I've never done that really before with a show. And so I think that'd be nice this time around. And other than the odd thumbnail that you see posted on the YouTube trailers, I'm kind of going into this fairly blind. So I really enjoyed the first season. It's only been a couple of minutes before, in fact, it's been literally 1 minute since I started this video, since I made a comeback. And already, Zuko is stealing the limelight. Aren't you, buddy? You're stealing the limelight from me? Eh? Been so long since you've been in front of a camera and you've missed it, haven't you? So I feel like The Bad Batch is a show that really has flown under the radar of some people. Because it's animated and it's not about Jedi and, it's not about, the original trilogy, but it's actually a really solid show. And it is taking place in probably, if not my favourite, one of my favourite periods in the Star Wars timeline, directly after the fall of the Republic. And we're seeing that transition. In the first season, we saw that transition, even simple things like chain codes being introduced. So you get an idea of the larger world and how it, the general population is affected by something that, we've seen only in the movies. And I've got real high hopes that the second season is going to be as good. Because I want the show to continue. I don't want it to be kind of like 2 seasons and done. Because, it's that last kind of link to the Clone Wars. And, it feels like animation is not really at the forefront of Disney's priorities right now. And so this could be the last animated show that we get for a while. There's a lot of live action stuff going on. There's, the Ahsoka series coming up later in the year, which, with that one, I have been trying to keep my kind of finger on the pulse of. And hopefully with what I've read from the rumours are just rumours, because some of the rumours have been really disconcerting about where the plot could lie in that show. And I won't go any deeper into detail just to spare people, spoilers, but I'm hoping that this is kind of one of those wild theories because, I'm not enjoying where I'm reading about that show going at the moment. And I don't read too deep into the spoilers, I just like to read about casting news and things like that. But yeah. I've been reading a few concerning reports about it, but again, it could be hyperbole, it could be complete misdirection. So we'll just wait and see until we get a trailer, which hopefully won't be too long. We've also got The Mandalorian coming up in a couple of months, which is fan-dabby dozy. I'm very excited for that because Mandalorian is kind of like I absolutely adored Andor, and that is my favorite live-action Star Wars show that's come out so far. I love The Mandalorian for a different reason because, it's kind of like faster paced. It's much more of the traditional George Lucas style of Star Wars in terms of, fast paced, limited storytelling, but still strong character connections, and kind of a world building focus. Andor was much more slow. It was much more, kind of intrigue and thriller. And I absolutely adored that, and you can love each show for its own individual, unique kind of thing. And that's I love The Bad Batch for the same reason, because The Bad Batch is lighter hearted, a little bit more fun, a little bit more kind of, you can just go with it. You don't have to kind of judge every single frame, or every single character decision. So, But there's 2 episodes today, so we'll be uploading 2 on the go. I look like a mess. I do apologise. I should have gone and got my hair cut, but I couldn't be bothered. Because it's been closed over Christmas. It's back open now, but I'm working, so it's kind of like, But yes, anyway, Well, let's jump in to the first episode of the Bad Batch. Very tropical. Very beautiful. And there they are. Immediately causing chaos. I do like the hat. I very much like the hat. Oh dear. Nice, nice, nice. Once again, the animation quality is superb. And, you know, a tropical background is a real test of the quality.
Why is Omega hanging off the ship? It is an unscheduled study break.
He is a concerned father.
But it was still pretty fun.
I get a feeling this season's going to be about her wanting to do more. You know, feeling frustrated that she has to stay on the ship and study.
Yeah, we know.
The space slugs decided to
Who is that?
show up. Better late than dead, I always say.
Okay.
Who are you?
She's a friend. She's the most
The-
trustworthy pirate I know.
Is it supposed to be comforting?
The pirate.
Aren't clones supposed to look alike?
However,
Oh,
the
dear.
phenotypic eye color for all clones is brown. Iris pigmentation was not affected by
Well,
our
as
mutation.
fascinating as this has been,
She was interested for one moment,
to be.
and then it was gone. That, kids, is how you,
Let's see those muscles in action.
you know, you
Grab
lose
that and follow
an
me.
opportunity.
That is Castle Sereno.
Yeah, that's Count Dooku's palace.
A Jedi who betrayed the Republic.
But there's still time to strike before it's all gone.
Wow.
Much of a risk. You want that?
Yeah, this would literally be like
Go after it.
a couple of months maybe after Revenge of the Sith. I keep forgetting that.
What class of shuttle?
A few
I wonder what evidence they could find in Count Dooku's office as well. Surely there's plenty of holo recordings, documents linking him to Sidious. I mean, they already obviously know that Sidious is probably the bad guy. I just have a feeling that, like, Omega's gonna run away at some point. It's that typical angst story of, like, I am a burden, I want more freedom, I don't want to put you in danger, I'm running away.
What happened to it?
I was gonna say, it looked very charred.
Bombardment. Same as old Camino.
Damn. Oh, look, it's those cargo ships. There's the V-Wings. Ah. I love the mixing sound of, like, a TIE fighter and, you know, like the Jedi Starfighter.
Cargo's being transported.
Ooh. So they're not actually going to go inside the palace? I wanted them to go into his office.
Like what?
Anything shiny or heavy's a start. Retrieve the remaining containers from the palace.
Sounds like they're after droids.
How could all of this belong to one person?
It is safe to assume the majority of
Capitalism.
came from the many worlds he controlled and exploited.
Oh yeah.
In the name of his war effort.
That's what corrupt people do.
But
Like, Dooku wasn't a good guy.
they're doing?
He had good intentions at the beginning,
We use it.
but he definitely got corrupted. Seems too easy.
Boss, I think they know something's up.
Yep. I think the explosions did that, Wrecker.
Starting to regret this.
Yeah. He don't like heights. So now the plan must be to hijack the ship, surely.
We gotta go. Do it. We'll get to the Marauder and recover you.
Or
It's gonna
take out the pilots and take the whole damn ship.
quick inside.
Like, imagine that. So weird being back here. But nostalgic. Just the lighting reminds me of when he was being tortured by Mother Talzin. Uh-oh, that's the hatch that you used to escape, isn't it? When Savage came to kill him? Oh, now they're boned. Okay, now you have to take control.
There has to be another way off of this ship. Hold back.
Damn the, No, they're leaving the crate behind.
Any idea how we're getting out of here?
The escape chute.
Cover me.
Remember when Asajj tried to murder him? Oh damn, he's releasing all the cargo. Last minute, it's gonna fire. Okay, so a very fun opening episode, and I was not expecting to go back to Sereno, the old hunting grounds of Count Dooku. That office brings back a lot of memories. You know, the time when Mother Talzin was tormenting him. That was like one of my favorite episodes of the Clone Wars because it didn't focus on any of the good guys. It was kind of like, you know, showing you I mean, I don't want to call Mother Talzin and the Night Sisters bad guys, but you know, they certainly went on the side of the Republic. And even now, you know, you kind of look at the Republic as not exactly like the good side, but from the point of view that we had, they were the protagonists. And, you know, it was one of those few moments where it's like watching two enemies fight each other. And, you know, it was a brutal episode as well because, you know, the CIS just wiped out the Night Sisters. And, you know, seeing Dooku be tormented in that office was, you know, a really kind of memorable moments. Another was when, you know, Asajj came to assassinate Count Dooku, and, you know, then Savage Opress joined the fight, and you had like this freeway kind of red-bladed battle, and that was, you know, that was where obviously those escape chutes were first kind of shown, and I love the fact that, you know, they implement all of the history of, you know, that office into it. And again, it layers on top how Count Dooku, you know, at the very beginning, we've obviously had Tales of the Jedi this sort of, well, let's say this year, but recently. And, you know, that showed his kind of beginnings of separating away from the Jedi. And, you know, to a lot of people, including me, he had a lot of valid reasons. You know, his motivation for wanting to leave the Jedi Order was, in a way, correct. He could foresee that they were, you know, heading down a road that would lead to their own destruction because, you know, with their hubris, their pride, their arrogance, you know, and, you know, the fact that they just were not doing things properly. And eventually it's because he ended up, you know, associating himself with characters like Sidious that he became corrupted. And that's something that you never really got in the films. In the films, he was just the bad guy in charge of the robot army, you know, who was the apprentice of Darth Sidious. With, you know, the Clone Wars and, you know, everything else going on, that's really added layers to that character. And here, it kind of, again, shows you that, yeah, he certainly had his reasons, but he was still in charge of the CIS, and the CIS was still a really bad, you know, faction that mistreated and abused people and obviously pilfered wealth and, you know, took advantage of weaker systems. So, you know, again, it's nice that they're still, in a way, adding little bits of lore in these kinds of episodes. And, again, showing you the aftermath of what would happen if you lose a war. You know, your home planet gets assaulted, you know, your war chest, your everything you owned, because, you know, he was a count, he was rich before he even became a Jedi. You know, he had a family line that was very powerful, and so, you know, that is now all gone. His family line is destroyed, you know, everything that he had gone. I mean, he's dead himself, so, you know, he really did lose big in this scenario. But it's just nice to go to a place that, you kind of have a bit of, history with. And, clearly at the end there, they're trying to tease us. Those thrusters are going to kick in just before they hit the ground. Although, could you imagine that? Starting off the second season, second episode, splat, you wipe out half of the Bad Batch crew, including Omega. That would be quite some twist. Though I doubt very much, if I had to put my life on it, I would say no, they're never going to do that. So, a really good kind of light-hearted opening episode. Again, the animation quality is just fantastic. Opening up with that tropical, setting, kind of all the vibrant colours, the water effects and the smoke effects in this episode are really good too. And just kind of seeing where the crew are at the moment, still kind of stuck in a rut, having to work for, their freedom, as it may say. And, you can see some of where I think this season is going to go. Omega is definitely going to go through like her troublesome teens, I think, where she's going to feel like she's a bit of a burden, maybe try and run away, because she feels like she's putting people in danger, or she's holding them back, and so she might want to go out and do more because they might constantly be saying, no, you've got to stay on the ship, don't leave, and being very restrictive, but for her own good. And, she'll probably learn some kind of life lesson through the season as we go. But yeah, I'm very excited to see where this season kind of ends up. We do have a second episode, so we're going to jump straight onto that. So, bear with me whilst I get that second episode recorded and uploaded. But hopefully you've enjoyed this first one. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you for the second episode.